Welcome back to Cheated Death Fabrication. In this video, we are building a tire carrier tube bumper for this Audi Q3. And isn't this exciting? Love this color. Absolutely love this red. We have some BF Goodrich all-terrain tires with some sport terrain aftermarket wheels and a lift, I suspect. Too exciting. Anyways, this bumper is going to sit under this body line right here, which means I am cutting this bumper. I'm stepping back to give you an idea of what this bumper is going to look like completed over here on the left. Some of the designs may change throughout the build, but for the most part, the look of 2 rows of DOM tubing are going to stay in the design for this bumper. So the first section of tubing is going to be right here under this body line. I'll be able to make some mounts for these sensors over here and over here. And the lower bit of tubing is going to sit somewhere around here where I will be able to make another mount for this sensor and the sensor on the other side as well. Where exactly it's going to sit will vary. Once I get this bumper off and get a better idea of what the space back here looks like, then I will actually know where it's going to sit. We will also have shackle mounts and shackles in these sections right here. And something that wasn't added into the design was a receiver, which will be here in the center. And on the driver's side, somewhere in this area over here, we will have a spindle kit for that tire carrier swing arm. Before cutting the bumper, I do need to remove it first so I can unplug the harnesses for these lights over here, as well as all of the sensors. Once I have the bumper off, I can mark where I'm gonna cut and probably cut it either here or on a table, and then put it back on with the cross member removed, and then I can jump straight into fabrication. As always, the fabrication process has been turned into a little montage for your viewing pleasure. So sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and I will check back in once this bumper is complete and installed. that is the completed Audi Q3 rear tube bumper build. Before we wrap up this video, let's go over the completed build. And here is the complete rear bumper for the Audi Q3. I really like how this turned out, and I'm grateful to have been given the opportunity to be able to cut the original bumper here at this body line, because in doing so, I was able to build this bumper to flow with that curvature, and I just think it fits nicely. Because we were able to save that top section of the bumper, it doesn't feel out of place to have this tube bumper. By painting the back sections of the body in black, we really bring the bumper forward visually. Before, when it was red, the red would stick out a lot through these sections right here. But because the back is now painted, it creates more of a shadow, pushing the body further back and allowing the bumper to be at the forefront of what you're seeing. I followed the curvature out to about this point, and then I started getting it a little bit closer to the body here so that it didn't stick out too much, but we still had some protection right here on the side. And the tubing on each end of the bumper has been cut to follow the wheel arch. And each end has also been capped off. This bumper has been mounted to the original mounting location for the OEM crash bar. Each frame plate also has its own rail that slides into the frame rail with a threaded nut that a bolt can be threaded into to sandwich the frame rail and the bumper together. And that setup is the same for both frame plates. We also have supports for the side of the bumper going into the frame plate, going from the frame plate to the hitch, from the hitch to the other frame plate, and from the frame plate to the other end of the bumper. And throughout the bumper, we also have upright supports on each side, as well as the front. Throughout the bumper, we also have these tabs, which are mounts for the proximity sensors. And we also have hidden light mounts. We of course have shackle mounts and shackles in red to match the color of the Audi, and a complete tire carrier setup. The swing arm is secured in place with this pressure latch, and as an additional safety measure, we also have a swing arm stop. To open it, we release this latch, pop it back up in place, and then we raise the spring pin. The swing arm is then free to open. With the swing arm completely open, we now have access to open up the back. And as you can see, there is more than enough room for the back to open up and to access the cargo area. To close it up, we reverse the process. And lastly, the original harness has been tucked behind the original bumper and then back behind the top of the bumper here, all the way to this last sensor. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I thoroughly enjoyed every aspect of this build, and I dare say that this is one of the best builds that I've done on this channel so far. I do hope I get the opportunity in the near future to build something as cool as this again. Up next is a low-profile winch bumper for a Lexus. If you would like to stay up to date on future builds, you can subscribe or follow the social media pages, and I will see you in the next fabrication video. Thank you.